In today's episode of Tales on a Rainy Day is The Father Who Never Said I Love You. Have you ever loved someone so deeply, yet never found the words to tell them? Have you ever mistaken silence for the absence of love? If you have, this story is for you. There once lived a young man named Chinedu. Growing up, Chinedu admired other fathers. Their fathers hugged them, cheered for them, told them how proud they were, but Chinedu's father never did. His father, Emeka, was a quiet man. He woke before sunrise every morning, worked long hours under the scorching sun, came home exhausted, ate dinner in silence, then went to bed. He rarely smiled. He never praised Chinedu. And in all the years they lived together, Chinedu could not remember hearing the words, "I love you." As a child, he waited for them. As a teenager, he stopped expecting them. As a man, he convinced himself they would never come. One afternoon, Chinedu graduated from university. His friends ran into their parents' arms. Some cried, some laughed, some heard the words, "I'm proud of you." Chinedu searched the crowd. His father stood quietly at the back, hands folded in front of him. When their eyes met, Emeka simply nodded. Nothing more. The drive home was silent. Chinedu stared out the window, fighting back disappointment. Deep inside he whispered, "Why is it so hard for him to love me?" Years passed. Chinedu got married, started a family, and still, his father remained the same. Whenever something in the house broke, Emeka was there before sunrise with his toolbox. Whenever Chinedu struggled financially, an envelope quietly appeared on the table. Whenever the grandchildren needed school fees, somehow the money had already been paid, but never once did he say, "I love you." One rainy evening, Chinedu visited his parents. His mother greeted him with tears in her eyes. "Your father collapsed this afternoon." Chinedu rushed to the hospital. Machines beeped softly around the room. His father looked smaller than he had ever seen him, older, weaker. For the first time in his life, Chinedu was afraid. He sat beside the bed, waiting. Hours passed. Then the nurse handed him a worn leather wallet. "We found this in your father's pocket." Inside the wallet were faded photographs. Chinedu's first day at school, his graduation picture, a family photo from years ago, and folded carefully between them was a tiny piece of paper. It was old. The ink had begun to fade. Chinedu unfolded it. His hands trembled. It was a letter, written years earlier. "My son, if you're reading this, perhaps I never found the courage to say these words. My own father never told me he loved me. He believed a man should show love through sacrifice. That is all I ever learned. So I tried to love you the only way I knew how. Every extra shift I worked was I love you. Every meal I skipped so you could eat was I love you. Every pair of shoes I bought for you instead of myself was I love you. Every sleepless night worrying about your future was I love you. I know I wasn't good with words. I only pray you never mistake my silence for a lack of love, because loving you has been the greatest privilege of my life." Chinedu could no longer hold back the tears. For years, he had been listening for 3 words, while ignoring thousands of actions. The next morning, his father opened his eyes. Chinedu took his hand. For the first time, he spoke before his father could. "Dad? I know you loved me." A tear rolled down Emeka's face. His lips trembled. With great effort, he whispered words Chinedu had waited his whole life to hear. "I love you, my son." They were only 5 words, but they carried a lifetime of unspoken love. Emeka passed away peacefully a few days later. Years later, Chinedu became a father himself. He hugged his children often. He told them he loved them every chance he got. But he also remembered his own father. He worked hard. He sacrificed. He showed up. Because he had finally understood something important. Love is spoken through words, but it is also written in sacrifice. Some parents say, "I love you." Others wake up before dawn, work until their hands ache, go without so their children can have more. Not because they don't love, but because that's the only language they were ever taught. So if you're watching this right now, and your father isn't good with words, look a little closer. Sometimes love isn't hidden in a sentence. Sometimes it's hidden in early mornings, in tired hands, in unpaid dreams, in quiet sacrifices no one ever applauds. And if your father is still here, don't wait. Tell him what he may never know how to ask for. Give him the hug he never learned to give, because one day, the silence will remain, but the chance to speak will be gone. The lesson is simple. Never judge love only by what is said. some of the deepest love in this world has always been spoken through sacrifice. If this story touched your heart, subscribe to Tales on a Rainy Day, where every story feels like life quietly teaching us the lessons we already know, but somehow keep forgetting. And until next time, stay warm, stay grateful, and remember, the people who say the least sometimes love the most.